Hey guys, welcome back to Dominion Wine and Beers, Arlington Now's Feature of the Week. I'm Arash, this is Dave, and we're here joined with Taylor from 3 Notch Brewing out of Charlottesville, Virginia. We're here to promote our event with them today at 5 p.m. at Dominion Wine and Beer. It's going to be a tap feature featuring two amazing beers. First, Bourbon Biggie S'mores, one of the only kegs in Virginia, and a Citra IPA that we all went down and brewed with the brewers at 3 Notch. It's a really sessionable IPA, so come out today, join us. Dave?
Yeah, exclusively there, so that's the only place to get that beer. So, Taylor, can you tell me a little bit about the history of 3 Notch, how you guys got started, what kind of relationship that you've developed with us at Dominion and everything? And
Yeah, so with our brewery, our thing is leave your mark. That's kind of our slogan. We're very kind of history intake and are intertwined within Virginia. All of our beers are kind of usually named after one of our historical events or something that prominent that happened in Virginia's history. Or we just kind of make up silly names, just kind of like Biggie S'mores, kind of having fun with it. But yeah, so we self-distribute. We do our own distribution. Our owners own the brewery, and their wives basically own our distribution company. One of the things that we kind of did to get into Nova was about 2.5 years ago. Our owners basically just used to drive up and go to all the little small independent stores, kind of pitch the beer, and then they would come up every week or so and basically drop off product for them. And Dominion was one of the first places that we did it with.
Super fresh beer direct.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of 3 Notch because I'm a Virginia guy, and they're intertwined with Virginia history. Their whole philosophy is based on Virginia, and that really makes me happy. They have their original tap house is in Charlottesville, right on off by 3 Notch Road. They have a tap house in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and a new one in Richmond. Taylor, can you explain to us why self-distribution is really important to you guys in Virginia, and why is it cool?
Yeah, so when the franchise law changed up in Virginia and kind of allowed us to do this about 3-4 years ago, one of the things, we just didn't want to get lost in a portfolio with a lot of the bigger distributors. We wanted to kind of make our own mark. We wanted to make sure that the quality and the product that we gave out was really fresh, and that we were touching all of our clients and really being there and trying to just give a good customer service. So that was kind of, the laws changed up, allowed us to do it, and then we kind of jumped into that and kind of really wanted to just kind of give fresh product. When we keg stuff up on Thursdays that we release at the brewery, we literally throw it in cars, trucks, and we drive and deliver it that day as well.
Yep. So awesome. That's really good for us because, like, having fresh beer to give our customers that was brewed like a few days before. Yep. I mean, it really helps out. It's like fresh. They don't have to drive to Charlottesville. It's in Northern Virginia 2 days later. That's amazing. So speaking of fresh, let's try this Citra IPA that we brewed. Taylor, you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah. So it's just a single hop Citra IPA. We did it right at about 6.8%. It's a pretty not a lot of hops were used in the boil of it, so a lot of it was a lot of secondary adding of hops, and with that it just imparts a lot of the flavor of the hops and just not a lot of the bitterness. So you get a lot of floral citrus kind of notes going on in it, but very smooth. Very drinkable, low IBU mouthfeel to it.
So it's 6.8%, and it's only 15 IBUs. So that's really rare as like for an IPA to only have 15 IBUs. So this is something different. Very drinkable,
very juicy,
approachable. Even a non-IPA fans could knock down a 6-pack. It's easy. Yeah.
It's not going to fatigue the palate.
No, and there's a little bit of a tiny bit of residual yeast that they still clarified it, but they didn't clarify it all the way. A little bit of that yeast basically just smooths it out and gives you kind of a sweet, smooth mouthfeel as well to it.
This is the first time we've been tasting it since we brewed it.
So growler fills of this are exclusively available at Dominion.
Yeah, really juicy.
Another feature, and this is the only keg that made it into Northern Virginia, is the Bourbon Biggie S'mores.
What?
You want to open that up? Let's taste
it. That beer has been making some noise on social media lately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Biggie did say he has a pounds down in Georgetown, and he's got half Virginia locked down.
He did say that. I wonder if that was a tie-in.
Was it a tie-in? Nah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you tell the viewers about the type of barrels that this beer was aged in? Because you were telling me that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so basically we were able to outsource for basically this bourbon that's released once a year called Birthday Bourbon. It's done by Old Forester. It's a 12-year-old aged bourbon. So it's the barrels are really smooth. It's a released once a year bourbon. Pretty sought after, sells out really fast as well. So they were lucky enough to grab a handful of barrels. Spent about 4 months in there.
So you guys intertwine graham crackers and everything into the
Yeah,
boil. All
yeah.
that
So we
stuff.
actually use we use 80 boxes of graham crackers per like 30 barrels of it that we do. So it's a whole bunch of graham crackers, it's marshmallows, and it's chocolate thrown in there, basically in the boil.
Well, I've been waiting for this.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Tastes like a Biggie S'more.
Damn.
That's awesome. Well, guys, to reiterate, we're having our tap takeover today. We're going to be featuring our Citra IPA that we brewed with 3 Notch, and the only keg in Northern Virginia of bourbon Biggie S'mores. So
Yep.
come join us, get growler fills of all of them, and cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks. Yep.